Hey, I'm Curtis Stone. Now, are you ready for another GMC trade secret? I hope so, because I'm going to give it to you. Basically, what I'm going to show you how to make is a really simple tomato sauce. Now, a tomato sauce can turn into a million different things, an arrabbiata, or a puttanesca, or a seafood sauce with tomato, chicken and tomato, it goes on and on and on. So once you know how to make a good quality tomato sauce, which is a base, then you can move it in any direction that you like. Right, come over here. I've got a hot pan with a drizzle of olive oil. You start off with some onions. Okay, now the onions are always the first thing. I'm going to, whoo-hoo, nice hot pan, look at that. I'm going to put those in. Now the hotter the pan, the quicker it happens. So it just means that you've got to move it around a little bit more. It's going to happen quite quickly. So what you want to do is you want to sweat down that onion and draw out some of its flavour without cooking it with too much colour. So once you've got a little bit of a sweat going on there with your onions, the next thing you do is you pick up your garlic and you add your garlic. Now I'm always quite generous when I add my garlic to the sauce because you want that flavour in the tomato sauce. There's only a few ingredients, but you want it to be really punchy. So give that a shake. And then you put in your aromatics. Now I've got some thyme straight from the garden and a couple of fresh bay leaves. Throw those in whole because this is going to cook down for quite a while, okay? So just give it another little toss. The next thing that you do is you get your tomatoes. Now what I like to do with the tomatoes is take the seeds out because the seeds can end up being a little bit bitter. So just cut your tomato into, say, 4 and then give it a good squeeze. So grab yourself a bowl and just give the tomatoes a squeeze, which will take out those seeds. And then I'm going to just chop them up roughly. Okay, so you don't need to chop the tomatoes up too fine because it's unnecessary. There's no need to do unnecessary work in the kitchen. This sauce is going to cook down for quite a while, so it's all going to break down and go into a liquidy kind of a sauce anyway. Pick up your tomatoes and just throw them straight into your hot pan. Give those a toss around. Okay. And here's the rest of my bowl that I've already done. So pour that in. Give it a good toss. And that is pretty much it. It's so easy. You want to throw in some seasoning now so that the salt can act on the tomatoes and draw out some of that flavour. And of course, plenty of fresh black pepper. And then whatever you decide to do with the sauce later on is up to you. You could put some white wine into it now if you wanted, but once it cooks down, it becomes the most versatile thing in the kitchen. Now, it's hard to believe, but by cooking your sauce for a good couple of hours really slowly, and that's a key, your tomato sauce turns into that. And you virtually have to do nothing to it. Just walk past and stir it once in a while. But before we're finished, I want to get a big handful of this basil and just tear it in half and throw that straight into my sauce. Give that a good mix. Oh, I can smell that basil already as soon as it hits the sauce. You don't put this in until later because the basil is a really soft herb and the flavour is going to be cooked out of it really quickly. So you want to keep a little bit of the texture of the herb in there. But you can see now those flecks of green that are through the sauce. So simple. And now the world is your oyster. You can go on to make anything you like. Pastas, different types of wet dishes, seafood dishes. It's really such a great sauce to have on hand. And if you make a big batch of it, you can freeze some. I'm Curtis Stone and that's your GMC Trade Secret.